Today we're going to be checking out this, the Chicken Shredder. So I already have a chicken shredder, but when I saw this one, I was like, oh my gosh, that one is so much better than my chicken shredder. And so we're going to actually pull it out and make sure that it really is better. It's already better in so many ways. Look at all the things that comes with it. So it comes with this. This is a scrub brush for it. It's got big old beefy handles. They come in these little bags here. Got some giant knobs, and then you can see here that they actually will lock into place because as you slide it in, that will latch on. Then we got our shredder itself. This guy has a full rubber, not a full rubber, but it has rubber on the bottom here for grip. Can you see that? How it's kind of glossy there. There's 4 little strips of grippiness. The other knob. And in all my excitement, I saw this guy. This is a scrub brush because these are really hard to clean because of like the tines, the teeth in it. A regular scrub brush doesn't fit between, and this narrow little guy will do the job. That's cool. All right, so you pop this guy open, and then literally it's just a matter of sliding that in until it clicks. That's effort, isn't it? There we go. I'd have to just bang it in like that. There we go. And so you can see here we got the teeth, and so this brush can get in between the teeth on our chicken shredder. And the biggest thing about this one that I'm like, oh my gosh, this is way better than mine. This chicken shredder is clear on top, so you can actually know when your chicken is shredded. Honestly, you can use this on more than just chicken. I'm gonna actually be testing it today on some machaca, which is a roast. And we got like a juice groove around the edge here. And we got our spikes and a center pin here. This is very different from my other one. I'll have to show you when we go down to the kitchen, but check that out. The chicken shredder. And I really like that these are retained. Mine, like these little knobs are not retained in any way, and this is perfect. Oh, I love it. Let's go put it to work. All right, so we're gonna do a quick wash of this guy just to try and get any leftover residue from the factory off of here. And you can see right here is a perfect example. The spikes on this are almost, actually they're longer than the bristles on this brush. Look at that, the bristles aren't even touching the surface. Like, oh, let's see here. Like if I push it down, you can see if I get it on an edge, but if I'm going straight towards the bristles here, it's not even touching. And that's where the super narrow brush comes in. We can get in there between all of these guys and scrub it real good. And if you were one of those very astute viewers, while I was scrubbing this, you may have noticed this has a pull-out tray. That's pretty cool. This thing is so much cooler than mine. Let me just show you mine here. This is the one I have. For starters, you have a black cover. This is probably the most affordable or the cheapest one we could find on Amazon. So black cover, so you can't see the stuff as you're shredding it. Next, these little handles don't stay on. So if I pull off the lid here, they fall out. And I haven't lost them yet, but like, they stay in. They're not going anywhere. That's awesome. Next, look at the teeth on this versus the teeth on this guy. Like, what a world of difference. We're talking about teeth versus like teeth. And didn't even come with the cool scrub brush. So it does have little nubs here as rubber grips, so similar to this one here. Let's go ahead and set this guy aside And let's go ahead and shred some meats. All right, so right here we've got our cooked machaca, and this guy, I can already tell, is ready to be just pulled apart. And rather than scorching my delicate little hands, we're gonna use the chicken shredder. Throw that guy on there, and we can see when the meat has been shredded. Look at that. Completely shredded. Got a little bit of piece stuck up here, but look at that. Just completely falling apart. And you can see through the plastic. Now, we were talking about that liner earlier, right? A little liner in here. So we grab a hold of the little handles on that. And now, you can dump it right back in the pot with all of the juices to absorb that, ready for more. Now, this does have to be aligned just right. If you look very closely here, it says match here, and there's an arrow. And then on the top of our main tray, you can see there's an arrow right there as well. So we just line up those two arrows, and it drops right back in, ready for more. So this cut of meat right here, we call this machaca, but it is the cut of the London broil cut, or a flank steak. So you can see it's not quite grinding just right here. There we go, now we're getting it. Center isn't quite getting there, so we're gonna go ahead and open this up. You got that giant spike in the center though. Let's go ahead and set that guy off to the side to really rip them apart, and it just completely puts it to shreds. Look at that, just little shred bits. Oh, I love it. Just like that, we can see through this when it's completely shredded. That is so useful, because that one I'm just gonna keep going. Now I can pull it out and know that it's already shredded without having to lift the lid, just like that. Super, super easy. Look at this stuff now. All absorbed, all of the juices that were left in here, shredded evenly, and delicious. Can't wait to dig into that. And one of the best things about this guy is, even though it does come with its own custom scrub brush and everything, you don't have to scrub using your elbow grease, because this guy is dishwasher safe. Hey guys, just a quick interruption here. I am quickly approaching 5,000 subscribers, and in preparation for that, I want to host a giveaway. So please consider subscribing. I'll have a link to a Gleam.io giveaway where I will be doing a giveaway for my 5,000 subscriber milestone. Thank you so much for the support, watching the videos, subscribing, and back to the video. All right, you guys, so that was pretty fun to do. I really like this thing, and like, the biggest thing is, like, not all shredders are created equal. Like, yeah, you can go out and buy the cheapest shredder you can find on Amazon, and it'll probably work fine, but there's always gonna be like little quirks. You're like, why does it work the way it does? Things like that. And like, why are the handles not like retained in any way? How the lid doesn't quite always fit right. You have to get it just right, and then it can create a vacuum. There we go. Like here and there little things, whereas this guy, it is just like, the handles are retained, it goes right on, just like that. And like, even the process of turning it back and forth is more satisfying. It's just a better product. The next thing I want to bring up is how people in the comments will always say things like, I can do it with a fork faster, or I use a hand mixer. And I actually used to do a fork, and I used to do the hand mixer. And while a fork for some people might be faster depending on how perfectly it is cooked, sometimes it's a little overcooked, undercooked, you don't have to worry about this one. It just shreds it all to pieces as long as it's just cooked. The hand mixers aren't always the best, and it isn't always consistent, and it's like a hassle with the, like, it's a whole thing. This guy, you just place the piece of meat on here, throw this guy down, and start spinning. Like, that is all you need. One other like big upgrade from my cheap one to this one is the liner on this guy. So I kind of mentioned it earlier, but let's see if I can show it to you here. There is just like the tiniest little lip. You can kind of see right here, there's a lip there. So that lip is just enough that you can grab onto it with your fingers and then dump it out and then reset it and be ready to go for the next round. Also, I mentioned it, it is dishwasher safe. I've now washed this 2 or 3 times, maybe 4 times now, and everything still fits perfectly. It all still works exactly as it should because it is a quality plastic that will withstand dishwasher temperatures. One other thing that I did mention earlier, but I do want to kind of bring up again, is the placement of the spikes. So this one is kind of a more of a random pattern where the spikes are, and maybe that creates a better shred than this one that has a very like obvious line of spikes here. Is it going to make that big a difference? I don't think so. I haven't really noticed. I think that with this one that is consistent in a pattern, I think I've noticed that the shreds are a little bit more consistent, but also a little smaller with this one than they do end up being with this one. However, this one also ends up with a lot of chunks sometimes. Can't deny, this one also had those chunks with the metal spike in the center of this guy. If you place meat right here on the center, it doesn't shred because it's not moving the same way as everything else. So make sure you're placing food around the spike, not on the spike in the center there. And honestly, that's it. The spike in the center is probably my only complaint about this whole thing, but everything else that it adds to it, that it brings to the table is so much better than the last one. Like, even the little things like the grips on the bottom of this are so much better than the grips on the bottom of this guy. Like, I don't know why. It's just a higher quality and it works fantastic. That's all there is to it. Right here, there you go. I am an Amazon affiliate, so Amazon affiliate links will be down in the description. Using those links do help to support this channel with no additional cost to you. So go ahead and click those links, head straight to Amazon and pick this guy up for yourself. If you have questions about this guy, I am more than happy to answer any of your questions you may have. Leave those in the comments below, as well as any suggestions you have for future videos. Please consider subscribing if you enjoyed this video, and maybe check out my other channel, Brother Not Brother, because I think I want to do a video saying, will it shred? Can we shred? What other foods can we shred with this? Granted, there's like chicken. That's an easy one. You saw a machaca, some London roast, a broil. You can shred that. But let's maybe find ways to push the limits. Go ahead and check out Brother Not Brother. That might be coming down the pipeline in a month or 2. But again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.